Welcome dear students. Class 9 Mathematics 2. Chapter 2 Parallel Lines. Dear students, what is mean by parallel lines? The two lines are said to be parallel lines when they are coplanar and they do not intersect to each other. However, they are extended. It means that the two coplanar lines are said to be parallel lines when they are all the times at equal distance from each other. Here you can see these are the two lines which are at the equal distance from each other at every point. These both lines are in the same plane and they are not intersecting to each other. So such two lines are called as parallel lines. If you had another line which is intersecting these two lines at the two distinct points, then this line is called as a transversal. Dear friends, when the two lines or more than two lines are intersected by any transversal, there are number of pairs of angles are formed. Take this example, the two lines when are intersected by a transversal, here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 and 8 angles are formed. Let us study about these 8 angles and their related properties. Angles made by a transversal. If a line intersects two lines at two different points, then 8 angles are formed. If two lines or more than two lines are intersected by a line at a distinct point called as transversal. In the given figure, L and M are the two lines and line X is a transversal. 8 angles formed are angle A, angle B, angle C, angle D, angle E, angle F, angle G and angle H. These 8 angles are grouped in different pairs of angles. Let us study all these 8 angles. Pairs of corresponding angles. Suppose line L and M are intersected by the transversal X, then there are 4 pairs of corresponding angles are formed. Angle A and angle E are the corresponding angles formed on the same side of the transversal. Angle D and angle G is the second pair of the corresponding pair of angle on the same side of the transversal. Angle B and angle F is the third pair of corresponding angle formed at the other side of the transversal. Angle C and angle H is the fourth pair of corresponding angle. If line L parallel to line M, then all the 4 pairs of corresponding angles are congruent. That is, angle A congruent to angle E, angle D congruent to angle G, angle B congruent to angle F, angle C congruent to angle H. Next is pairs of interior angles. The two lines L and M when are intersected by the line X, there are 2 pairs of interior angles formed on the same sides of the transversal. Here, on the left side of the transversal, there is a pair of interior angle D and angle E. While on the right side of the transversal, there is another pair, angle C and angle F. line L parallel to the line M, then sum of the pair of interior angles is supplementary. That is, sum is 180 degree. The next pairs of angles are pairs of alternate angles. When the two lines are intersected by a transversal, four pairs of alternate angles are formed. They are classified as interior alternate angles and exterior alternate angles based on their location. Interior alternate angles, angle D and angle F, are inside or interior part of the two parallel lines. Angle C and angle E is the another pair of interior alternate angles. The next one is exterior alternate angles. Angle A and angle G is the pair of exterior alternate angle. Angle B and angle H is the another pair of exterior alternate angle. Always remember, if line L is parallel to line M, then each pair of alternate angle is congruent. That is, angle D congruent to angle F, angle C congruent to angle E, angle A congruent to angle G, and angle B congruent to angle H. Let us study some more properties of angles. Property 1. When two lines intersect, the pairs of opposite angles formed are congruent. Second, the angles in linear pair are supplementary. Third, when one pair of corresponding angle is congruent, then all the remaining pairs of corresponding angles are congruent. 4. When one pair of alternate angle is congruent, then all the remaining pairs of alternate angles are also congruent. 5th, when one pair of interior angle on one side of the transversal is supplementary, then the other pair of interior angle is also supplementary. Now dear friends, let us study the first theorem of this chapter, that is interior angle theorem. Interior angle theorem. If two parallel lines are intersected by a transversal, the interior angles on either side of the transversal are supplementary. Given line L parallel to line M and line N is their transversal. As shown in figure, angle A and angle B are interior angles formed on one side of transversal, and angle C and angle D are the interior angles formed on the other side of the transversal. We have to prove angle A plus angle B is equal to 180 degree, as well as angle D plus angle C is equal to 180 degree. Let us prove. Three possibilities are rising regarding the sum of measure of angle A and B. Possibility 1. Angle A plus angle B is less than 180 degree. Second, angle A plus angle B is greater than 180 degree. And third, angle A plus angle B is equal to 180 degree. Let us consider the possibility angle A plus angle B is less than 180 degree is true. According to Euclid's postulates, if angle A plus angle B is less than 180 degree, then line L and M will intersect each other on the one of the side of the transversal, where angle A and angle B are formed. Dear students, but we know line L and line M are parallel to each other. Therefore, angle A plus angle B less than 180 degree is impossible. We will give this as equation 1. Now let us suppose that angle A plus angle B is greater than 180 degree is true statement. Therefore angle A plus angle B is greater than 180 degree, but angle A plus angle D is equal to 180 degree, as they are the angles of linear pair. Angle C plus angle B is equal to 180 degree. These are also angles in linear pair. Therefore, angle A plus angle D plus angle B plus angle C is equal to 180 plus 180, that is 360 degree. Therefore, angle C plus angle D is equal to 360 minus angle A minus angle B. Therefore, angle D plus angle C is equal to 360 degree minus angle A plus angle B. Dear students, if angle A plus angle B is greater than 180 degree, then 360 degree minus angle A plus angle B is less than 180 degree. Therefore, angle C plus angle D is less than 180 degree. In that case, line L and line M will be produced, intersect each other on the same side of a transversal, where angle C and angle D are formed. Therefore, angle C plus angle D is less than 180 degree is not possible. Therefore, remaining possibility angle A plus angle B is equal to 180 degree is true. Similarly, we can prove angle C plus angle D is equal to 180 degrees. Corresponding angles theorem. The corresponding angles formed by transversal of two parallel lines are equal measure. Given line L parallel to line M and line N is a transversal, we have to prove angle A is equal to angle B, which are corresponding angles. Proof: angle A plus angle C is equal to 180 degree. These are angles of linear pair. Same way, angle B plus angle C is equal to 180 degree by the property of interior angles of the parallel lines. Therefore, angle A plus angle C is equal to angle B plus angle C. Therefore, angle A is equal to angle B is proved. Similarly, we can prove the theorem: the alternate angles formed by transversal of two parallel lines are of equal measures. Let us solve few of the examples from practice set 2.1. Question 2. In figure 2.6, line P parallel to line Q and line L and line M are transversal. Measure of some angles are shown here in the figure. We have to find out the measure of angle A, B, C and D. Let us move to the solution. Angle A plus 110 is equal to 180 degrees because the angles of linear pair they are. Therefore, angle A is equal to 180 degree minus 110. That is, angle A is equal to 70 degree. Now, consider angle F as given in the figure. Line P parallel to line Q and line L is transversal. Therefore, angle F is congruent to angle A because they are corresponding angles. Therefore, angle F is equal to angle A, that is, angle F is equal to 70 degree from the first calculation. Now, angle B is congruent to angle F because they are vertically opposite angles. Therefore, angle B is equal to angle F and angle B is equal to 70 degree. Now, line P parallel to line Q and line M is a transversal. Therefore, angle C is equal to 115 degrees because they both are corresponding angles. Angle D plus 115 is equal to 180 because they are the angles of linear pair. Therefore, angle D is equal to 180 minus 115 degrees. So, angle D is equal to 65 degrees.
This way, angle A is equal to 70 degrees, angle B is equal to 70 degree, angle C is equal to 115 degree, and angle D is equal to 65 degree we calculated.
In this, the two angles X, Y, Z and P, Q, R in such a way that the sides of both the angles are parallel to each other. So we have to prove that angle PQR is congruent to angle XYZ. For this, we make a construction by extending the segment YZ in opposite direction so that it will intersect the segment PQ at the point S. So the first step here we write in the proof Yx is parallel to QP. Therefore, Yx is also parallel to SP, where SZ is a transversal. Since the point S is between the point P and point Q, we say that the angle XYZ is congruent to angle PSY. These both angles are corresponding angles formed by the two parallel lines and a transversal. Similarly, ray SZ is parallel to ray QR and segment PQ is a transversal, where angle PSY is equal to angle PQR. Since these both are corresponding angles formed by the two parallel lines and a transversal. So we see that angle PSY, measure of angle PSY is congruent to measure of angle PQR. In the previous step we proved that angle PSY is congruent to angle XYZ. Means these three angles are congruent and therefore angle PQR is congruent to angle XYZ. From this discussion we prove